And we have three principal goals in these seminars: to show you how the internet can attract prospective customers into your business, to help you to influence their buying decision in your favor, and to help to retain them and resell to them over time. So I see, when I'm talking about maximizing profits, I see the internet very much as a tool to generate business. Now, the internet can do lots of different things, but my business is all about bringing in more prospective customers to you. But it's about retaining them and reselling to them over time, so their lifetime value is as high as possible. So the goal of the internet is to, if you want to drive up profits, there are two principal ways you can do it. You can drive up your sales, or you can drive down your costs. If we make a sale of £100 and we increase that to £150, then we've obviously increased that profit by £50. But if at the same time you reduce the cost, that also has an impact on the profit. So if you make a £100 sale and you have a £50 direct cost, you've got £50 profit. If you bring that cost down, obviously that makes you more profit. And if you do both things at the same time, you put the sale value up and you bring the cost down, that obviously has a double the impact. And the internet can help us do both things. It can help us save money and it can help us make more money. So this is typically how most businesses market themselves. They'll get a dip in business and then they'll panic and think, geez, we need to go out into the marketplace and perhaps promote ourselves a bit. So it's all hands on deck. They go out to networking events, they do a bit of advertising and so on, and business picks up. And of course, while business is picking up and everyone's really, really busy, there's no spare time, so we'll just neglect the marketing. And of course, sooner or later, that business dries up, you hit the peak, and then there's another dip, and the whole cycle repeats itself over and over again. So it's difficult, especially for small businesses, to promote themselves consistently so business continues to come in. It's very much a peak and a trough. And the peaks and troughs could be, 1 week to the next, 1 month to the next, or good year and bad year. But that's generally how it goes. A properly optimized internet marketing system should look like this, where you start off at the bottom there, and the amount of business it generates kind of accumulates over time. Because the amount of your time input into internet marketing isn't related to how much business it gets for you, because most of it's automated. So you can be busy dealing with the inquiries that come in, rather than spending time going out and getting those inquiries. So I define an internet marketing system as something that finds, sells to, and retains customers. That's principally what we want to be doing. And it's a three-step process, which is kind of how the presentation is laid out. To begin with, on the far left there, you've got all the places where people could potentially find your business on the internet. Search engines, social media sites, adverts, all that stuff. That all generates traffic. And where we're trying to drive it all to is your website, because the website is the hub of your online marketing. That's what you always want to be doing, is trying to encourage people to return to your website. Your website's where you've got the most control over what information is put there, how it's formatted, and so on. If you have a Facebook page, that's okay. You can control what goes in there, but you have to follow Facebook's rules. You have to have things in certain places. You can only do certain things. And you can use that as a traffic source to encourage people to come through. But once you've got them on your website, you can do with them what you wish. And the website's designed to persuade those people to become an inquiry or a lead or a sale. So that's the process we want to follow. An offline salesperson, he has a one-to-one relationship with the prospective customer. So he can be making one phone call at a time and then can set himself up a number of appointments for the next week. So he spends half of his time on the phone or prospecting with customers, and the other half of his time sat in front of them, proactively selling to the people that have agreed to see him. Whereas with the internet, that's very different. The internet's automatically promoting itself for you all day, every day. So it has a one to infinite. You could be talking to an infinite number of prospective customers all day, every day. And then that leaves you to just sell to the qualified people who have come to you by submitting an online inquiry. So that's kind of the holy grail. There's also a hybrid approach. If you have a particularly complex product that requires some sort of human being along the process to ask questions of the prospective customer and tailor a solution to them, the internet can do the job of bringing them to your doorstep and then pass them to an offline salesperson. There's still a huge gain in productivity, because this guy now spends all of his time going out and meeting people who want to be seen, rather than talking to a whole bunch of people that aren't interested. This is a fundamental shift in how all of marketing works, and it's because of the internet. This is the old approach, the push way of marketing. which push marketing is anything that interrupts your day. A radio ad, a TV ad, whatever it happens to be. You haven't asked for that advert, it's just interrupted Coronation Street or whatever radio show you were listening to. And I use this example, this company here sells golf clubs. What they do is spend an enormous amount of money on a mass marketing campaign. And there's loads of pound signs there because they hit a big audience of people. So each one of these boxes represents, say, a person, and the message is going to hit each one of those people. Now, the red boxes are people who don't even play golf. So they're never, ever going to become a customer, yet the seller still pays for that to be broadcast. The orange ones are people that do play golf, but they're not particularly looking for a new set of clubs right now. So they may become customers later on, but when they actually receive the message, they're not interested. And unless this campaign continues infinitely, when they do decide they want to buy golf clubs, they're never going to buy from that person. It's just typical that the day these guys decide to become greens and want to buy golf clubs, the campaign's ended. So they end up buying from someone else. And the green ones, which are the minority, coincidentally do play golf and want to buy a set of clubs at the very point when the advert comes out. So you have to cast on it over and over again, mass market campaign, broadcast, broadcast, broadcast. And eventually, you'll generate some business from it. Why this has changed with the internet is something that's known in our industry called the digital native. And this is someone like this guy who has never known a world without a mobile phone that connects to the internet. He's never known a world without the internet. He's had a laptop. At school, he was given a mouse in one hand and a pencil in the other. So you can't imagine, he wouldn't know his reality does not include a world without the internet. So it's just typical that anything he hears about, he will refer to the internet for more information. What that means is that digital natives are wise to all these messages that are broadcast. So if they want to know something, they go and find it themselves. So this is kind of where the balance is tipping over to push marketing, and in future where all marketing will be at. So in a push marketing world, people actually pull the information that they want out of the company. And on top of that, pull also indicates that the prospective customer already has started to generate some momentum towards a purchase. So in this case, the 4 people here that want to buy golf clubs, they'll do a Google search at that point. So they've already qualified themselves. I want a set of new golf clubs right now. And then all the golf club seller has to do is make sure that wherever they search, Google, whatever it is, website, Facebook, that they have a presence there. So the customer's already making a move towards them. They just have to take them by the hand and influence them to continue. And obviously it's far more cost effective because you're only paying for those small audience of people who want to take action, buying action right now. So I categorize websites into 4 major business models, if you like. You have your e-commerce website, which is some sort of transactional website, a booking system, an online shop. A lead generation website is a brochure website that's designed to persuade someone to get in touch. So if you've got a complex product or a service-based business that can't be sold online, or you don't want to sell it online, what you want is phone calls and emails from the website. So the website's job is to generate leads for you. So that's what I call a lead generator website. Advertising websites historically are things like the newspaper websites rather, that provide the information for free, and they make their money off of display advertising down the side of the page. And then customer support, they're not really profit-making websites. They are for companies like the big electronics companies, say Toshiba, where historically they'll have people ringing up the support line all day, every day. And telephone support is quite an expensive thing to do for big companies. So you'll find nowadays, if you want to get a user manual for your Dyson, you can just go onto the Dyson website, and they've got a big customer support portal, has all of the serial numbers and whatever you could possibly want right there on the internet. So it makes their cost to support people far less. We're not really going to talk about the bottom one because that's not a profit maker, but that's how most websites, you could put them into one of those 4 categories.